What's up, YouTube? This is Kevin and Ian
Yo,
from Zero HP. Of course, we're from Zero HP, but gotta let you guys know that we're from Zero HP.
get that Brandon in.
Yeah, we are doing. I know it's been like a week, and you guys like totally missed us. We're doing another gaming news and chill tonight. Today the date is June the 3rd. And we have some news articles for you guys. First off, I want to start by saying hostile takeovers. You guys always see it in TV and movies and all that stuff, but it's a real thing. It's a real problem. So this company, this French company called Vivendi, I'm not really quite sure what they produce or what type of company they are. They have confirmed bought out Gameloft. And their CEO has confirmed now that since Vivendi owns 61% of the shares, he now will be stepping down. But that wasn't the big news. The big news is they are preparing, they haven't bought out yet, but preparing to buy out or hostile takeover of Ubisoft. Which is ridiculous, I think. I mean, for a big name company like just Ubisoft is up there with EA, to think that someone can just come in and just like take over EA or Ubisoft or anything like that, which is an insane idea.
They're bigger than big. I mean, they are their divisions that they kind of already own is like Blizzard, Sierra.
Yep.
Those are the two big ones.
Yep.
So I mean, if you want to try and stay positive, is that Blizzard gets left alone and does really well, and they're owned by Vivendi.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I hope that they don't, because like as much shit as people give to Ubisoft, they are their own company, and they are. I don't know. I've always like Ubisoft is always they're like, I've always liked their games, and then they always like find a way to just like be that person, like that kid who like tells a joke and then constantly makes sure that everyone understood the joke to the point where the joke isn't funny anymore.
Yep. Yeah,
but they make good jokes to begin with.
Yeah, they definitely have some good franchises that are, or good IPs, I should say, that are owned by them. But I don't know. It's just in recent years, I think there's just been a lot of misses with Ubisoft. Like you said, they just kept beating the dead horse. I mean, like, I understand that that franchise has made you money, but to just release the same thing almost annually, almost at a point where it's just, and they just made
they learned sooner than Activision did that they finally stopped making them.
Yeah.
While Activision is still churning out Call of Duties.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not to say that any of their franchises are bad, but it's just we got tired of the same thing.
Watch Dogs was just sort of like the same. Like it's almost like all their games have this sort of
prototype, like this this kind of cut and paste, like, hey, let's put cut the pixel or cut the art out of this one and put it into this game. And then
like Assassin's Creed, and then you have Far Cry, and you had Watch Dogs, like these big open world games, like lots of little boxes to check off, and sort of, it's just weird. Huh?
I think the gaming industry has kind of shifted now. Maybe they were just a little slow in with that transition.
They're always going to be slow. I mean, the big companies are going to be the last to innovate, and it takes the other companies to be like, to make a great, I think right now my favorite, not developer but publisher is Bethesda.
Oh yeah, they've released some really good games. I mean, they're
putting out
some
Wolfenstein that I'm playing. I mean, who in their right mind releases a AAA single player only story driven first person shooter?
I know, right?
Well, it's awesome. Then they put Doom out, and they're gonna bring. They brought Dishonored. So
they've actually made some really good choices. Some good.
And they take risks with IPs and stuff, and I think that's really pretty exciting. And I think a lot of the other big companies are starting to look at that too.
Oh
I bring it up every time, but I mean, Witcher also shows they sold a lot of copies of that game.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty hardcore RPG, so.
Oh, for sure.
I'm hoping it just shows the game. Like, you don't have to make everything just like this drivel of, like, just, I'm okay with casual. I don't like insulting casuals because They're
Because
a
I
big
mean,
part of the gaming.
yeah, they
But, like,
are part of the
when I
gaming.
say casual, I just mean like
People that play for
just
fun.
shitty games that are just like, but like I just don't want people to take offense to that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just but like games like Call of Duty that just they make games over and over that just appeal to the masses.
Yep.
And they're kind of lifeless and clones, and they're kind of just over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like just monotonous, where they don't innovate anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they're starting to change that now. And
then
they'll fall back into it, and then we'll come out. It's just the way it works.
It's just the way it works. Yeah, I think the reason why is because I don't know. I think even after like 7 iteration of Call of Duty, people will still buy that game. And it's just like it makes people money. It makes the companies and the money, and that's why they do it. And I see that, but again, I feel like there's a little room for innovation, and there's the smaller companies are doing that. CD Projekt Red, they're doing that. They totally went against the grain and like released a game, gave the people that bought the game early some extra stuff that EA on the other hand would have charged for some DLC stuff, small things.
You didn't even have to buy it early.
Yeah, you just buy it. They gave it to you.
Game, there's just free DLC available.
Yeah, exactly. So, I totally agree. The shifting of the game industry is definitely a thing now.
E3 is kind of going downhill.
Yeah. Well, E3. This is my problem with that. It's like the only thing wrong with E3 is because all these publishers and game companies and all that stuff are like, oh, E3 is making a lot of money. Let's do our own version of E3. I was like, what? What the hell, man? That's messed up. I was like, E3 was the mecca of gaming stuff. Just everything gaming or anything gaming industry it was there. But now everyone's like, they see the profit in it, so everyone's trying to like, hey, let's split off and do our own thing. We can make more money that way.
Well, I don't know. I mean, EA. Their whole thing they're doing, they're having an entire day of free access.
Yeah,
they don't even cost.
Yeah, there's still there's still people that go up and go to the show and make some big news.
E3 is only press allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas they have open fan days. Like Xbox brings people, like it's for fans. Like I think it's and like E3 is getting chunks of it bitten out by PAX and Gamescom.
Yep.
Like all of these other. There's just so many shows. It's like E3 almost. I like E3, but it doesn't quite have the grandeur that it did because it's like E3, and then a few months later, Gamescom, PAX East, PAX Prime, and it's like they don't. There's so many opportunities for a game developer or a publisher to show their game that they just don't really need. I like E3 a lot. Like I love all the trailers that come out and the analysis. I mean, I love all that stuff.
Yeah, the live streaming and all that stuff. That's pretty cool.
I don't blame them for not wanting to pay for it if it's no longer. If they could just as easily just post a trailer on YouTube in the middle of March and everyone would watch it.
Yeah, true. I could see that as well.
And if you provide like an event with free access to fans like EA is doing, cool. I mean, if we wanted to go to LA, we could just walk in there. You have to get tickets, but they're free. They only do tickets so they have only limited amount of people.
Yeah.
And we could just we can get them and just go play Battlefield 1 demo for free.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. It's a good gesture.
Yeah, definitely. Just to switch it up a little bit, we also have some news coming out of Blizzard. They have since Overwatch has been released, they have an active 7 million players across all platforms playing.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Like, to think, World of Warcraft has been out for almost a little bit over a decade now, and they are at 11 million active accounts. And for Overwatch, a game that's only been out for maybe a week, maybe two, officially, because the beta doesn't count, but like officially released, and have 7 million active players already. That's so ridiculous to me. And then there was a guy reported that he played 12 to 13 hours a day for the last 2 weeks, and he already reached level 100. And I was like, what in the world?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was very surprised, but yeah, I mean, I've played Overwatch and I love the hell out of it. It's so much fun, and I find it to be a dilemma right now to find time to split it between Total War, Warhammer, and Overwatch. You know, it's just it's a difficult dilemma. I know, first world problems, right? But yeah, I enjoy the game. It's really well balanced. Blizzard has been just one of those companies that will always keep their games balanced. You know, I feel like that coming out of the gate, the game was really balanced. They even have they also mentioned that they banned like 1,500 players for cheating, like in the first week. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, you know. Whereas like compared to like Counter-Strike, it takes months and months to ban a player that you know like is cheating.
Division, you know? With all of the like.
Oh yeah, all
of the different ways that people could break the game.
Oh god, yeah. No fun. So to mention, you know, 7 million, you know, people playing that. We also want to mention Minecraft has reached a landmark of 100 million copies sold worldwide. That is beyond ridiculous.
And counting.
Yeah, I know, right? There's something about Minecraft that's just fun. Like it's really just like adult, like virtual Legos. You know, just kind of like build things and just hang out with your friends and whatnot, and it's pretty fun. I myself have built Helm's Deep in Minecraft, and it was pretty
really cool.
But yeah, I mean that's 100. Just to think of the scale of that, you know, just like, and it's just, I feel like it has never slowed down, because what Minecraft excels at is that you play the game and you have a lot of fun and you show it to your friends and they find the game fun and then they go buy a copy and then so on and so forth. They get
inspired, you know?
Yeah, they get inspired and so on and so forth. And I feel like that's, you know, Minecraft just has that weird effect. You know, it's just, I don't know. To sell 1 million copies made by one dude, amazing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, dude. The guy... I mean, Microsoft bought it for what, like $1 billion?
$1 billion, man. $1 billion, which is crazy to me. Mojang, yeah, it's just so crazy. Also, what I want to bring up is the GTA, or Rockstar has announced that GTA Online will not always be there. They know that it's going to be a huge important thing and people love playing it, but you know, they want to move on with the franchise, you know, and I can totally see that. Do you think, speaking of EA and Rockstar and all that stuff, do you think might announce something in E3? They said that there's something, maybe Red Dead coming on. So I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see. Is it going to be a brand new? I don't know. What is it? What would your suspicions be for the new Rockstar game?
I think people tend to assume it's going to be Red Dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's Red Dead.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've ever announced one of their big games at E3 before, have they?
You don't think so?
My knowledge, GTA 5 was just a random trailer, and like they just released a trailer. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I can't remember that power. That they maybe San Andreas. I don't know. So that would be definitely cool. I think they would do it on Sony's press conference.
Okay, I can see that too. Yeah.
I just I don't think they can be like, oh, we have a big announcement, and then come out and be like, Bully 2. You know, like people love Bully, but like I don't know. I think they know what they have as far as Red Dead, and they've kind of trapped themselves. Like if it's anything else, everyone's going to be pretty much disappointed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the bad thing, that they're just kind of stuck by their standards, and I don't expect GTA 6 for a while.
Oh yeah, for a long while.
I think it has to be Red Dead, but we'll see. I mean, they had that agent game for a while. I think that's gone though.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, unless it's a brand new IP, I just think a brand new IP would get smashed by people being so pissed that Red Dead wasn't.
I know, that's that's the thing. Right there is the problem with the game industry. They want. I mean, here's the thing. There's a double-edged sword with that. You want to try a new IP, but you also want to satisfy the fans, and then
Yeah.
the fans get tired of the same thing over and over, I mean, I am going to say I wouldn't mind Red Dead, but I also wouldn't mind if they tried a new IP altogether, like...
Oh, totally.
But the game industry doesn't share my views, and they always want the same thing because they're familiar with it.
It's been 6 years since Red Dead Redemption came out.
Yeah, it has been.
It's not like they're like beating it into the ground.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't be too against trying something new either.
So, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and they're gonna nail it if they do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rockstar North is just one of those companies.
But yeah, quickly here, we also have Nintendo teaming up with Vans, of all company, to make these custom Nintendo shoes. And who's gonna be buying those shoes? And are they gonna be as expensive as, say, like Nike Jordans? Because that's gonna be ridiculous.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like vintage. I feel like that's gonna be like a collector's item. Like people are gonna want it, but there's gonna be short supply.
People are gonna want it for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be short supply, so everyone's gonna pay like $500 for a pair of shoes. I'm like, no, God, no. But yeah, that's so. I also
Nintendo, just make some decent fucking hardware and let's go.
There is some suspicion, some rumors that they're making the next integration of the handheld for Nintendo. They're working on it. Because I think I read an article on Shack News that there was copyrighted stuff coming out of Nintendo, or not, like patents. I'm sorry, patents coming out of Nintendo. So there might be a new innovation in the handheld market. We'll see.
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah, I mean,
that'd be great.
Yeah, if they can make the NX work, like have the power of a console and have the ability to hook up to your TV, but also be mobile as well, that is going to revolutionize the handheld gaming industry. Like, it's going to be
I mean,
crazy.
that report kind of contradicts that, though. If they're developing an independent, like another handheld, it wouldn't make any sense to have their new console handheld as well.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to make, they're saying that the NX is closer to a console, and then this other patent coming out is more the successor to the DS. So
I mean, if they can make it as powerful, as long as it doesn't just become a giant gimmick like the Wii.
The Wii, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just. I mean, I want to be wrong. I'm hoping that people can just laugh in my face.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna trust them until I see something. Like, I want to see it, and we're not gonna even see it at E3. We're not gonna see it until March of next year. So.
Crazy stuff.
Totally crazy.
So EA has also announced that they are going to be releasing Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 within 3 weeks of one another. What are your thoughts on that?
It just confuses me. I don't know. Like, there's I want to play both of those games really badly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you guys doing, man?
Yeah, what are you
3 weeks, like, and Call of Duty is right in there, and I don't know. It just seems weird. I mean, you've got the whole release schedule. I would have pushed Titanfall back into like that early February spot.
Yeah.
Because it would smash everything else coming out that time, probably. I mean, I guess we don't know everything that's coming out, but it just seems weird to cram it all in there. What do you think about that?
That's just a weird play for a business wise, anyways. I mean, if you have like all this hype coming out for maybe the reverse, Battlefield 1, they have all this hype built up for Battlefield 1. Everyone's like going crazy about it. Maybe take that extra time and make the game or improve the game in a way that you see fit. Like, maybe release Titanfall first, and so that you can take a little bit more time with Battlefield 1 and make it, or make it live up to the hype. Or reverse, whatever more people are more excited.
Yeah, I mean, that would totally depend on the current progress on the game. I mean, if they're right on schedule, they wouldn't need to do that. But even, I suppose, from EA's point of view, maybe these games are both right on schedule.
Yeah.
And like, if they were to wait, because you don't want to release a game in like mid-December.
Yeah.
Like, that's the death zone, because everyone's going through and buying all the games coming out in November and early December. And by the time you're at Christmas, no one's actually buying the games anymore. They've all been purchased for the holiday.
For the holiday, yeah.
you know, and then there's like after. So I would always I don't get why more games don't release in like early January with everyone has Christmas money.
Yeah, that's smart actually.
And all
the
sales and shit, like put that shit out on, you know, January 9th or whatever Tuesday.
Makes
and
way more sense. Yeah,
I think it would do really well, but maybe I don't know.
Or like I don't understand why they don't tap into the summer market like. Yeah, they no like.
I'm glad they don't.
Yeah, I know, right? But financially, financially. But like, I feel like the kids are out of school, which gives them tons of time to play games.
Yeah.
And you don't really. There's like the drought in the summer that's just known for. You know, I'm like, I just don't. I just don't get that. I don't know if it's like some sort of fiscal thing that they have. They just have like, just. I don't know. They might have some statistics saying that less people buy games or something. Maybe they assume that people go on vacation, so they're not going to play games. I don't know. But I just feel like that's just such a dumb rule, you know, to like avoid the summer and then just push everything to November, right, or October, right before the holiday, to everyone get the holiday sale and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but if you had it out in the summer, then if you have a good game, then
there's nothing else to buy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else to buy, and by November, if it's a good game, people will still want it. You know, people use
Mirror's Edge comes out this next Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if it's a good game, then I'm definitely gonna buy it, and it's it's all that good stuff. But yeah, so I never get that, but I totally agree that it's a dumb business move on EA's part to release both of their AAA titles within a couple weeks of each other.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Both games must be pretty much done.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like
so if they were to wait until January, February, you're basically like paying for this development team that's like sitting on their hands.
Yeah.
Like this game is finished, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, same. Ex-Lionhead developer launched a Kickstarter for a Fabled card game. Did you read about that? It's just like, I'm like, wait a second, how do you own that? I didn't think that they owned the IP. I thought Microsoft owned the IP for that.
Microsoft is letting them do it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very interesting. All right.
Which is weird because they canceled the one that Lionhead Studios was making. But I think the reason they did that is because that game was already in beta.
Yeah.
And like they would have, if they released that, like it's never a good idea to like release something only with the intention to make up lost money.
Right.
It's like I do get that move. Like they just decided, you know what, we screwed up. Microsoft has totally mismanaged the Fable,
right?
Franchise.
No, I totally agree.
And but it's kind of, at the same time, it's kind of cool that like this team had already been building that, and they're gonna try to get on this card market along with the new Elder Scrolls Legends and Hearthstone and all that.
Yeah, I mean the card games.
I'm not gonna play it. Yeah, I just want a goddamn Fable game.
Yeah, the card games are the hot thing right now. There's like a card game for almost every franchise out there. It's kind of everyone's hopping on that train. So
again, I feel the same way about Fable that I do Nintendo. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Stop with all the side shit.
And make a good Fable game.
Just give me that solid game. I want either Fable 4, or I think would be a better idea. Now, and we'll talk about the new Xbox news stuff here in a minute. But like rebrands, let's start rebrand. If Microsoft can start rebranding everything, I think Xbox can really turn it around by the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
And man, would it be cool to like grab Rare, who is currently making Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And they're also another British company, and have them make like the new Fable. Just call
that would
it
be
Fable.
great. Yeah, that would be freaking
something
awesome.
Like that. So awesome.
That would be a smart decision, and have them just work on the Fable, because Fable, there's a fan base for that. It's not just like an obscure game that has that you've been working on this new IP, blah blah blah. That there are fans for Fable,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a good idea. But yeah, I agree. Have Fable. I'm a huge fan of Fable myself. So, but yeah, let's talk about some of the to wrap it all up. Let's talk about some of the Xbox, Microsoft stuff coming out of E3 or going to be at E3.
Yeah, going to be at E3.
Yeah, I see that the price drop for one of the things, price drop for Xbox One to $300,
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't buy an Xbox.
They're baiting you guys.
They're clearing out the rest of their stuff.
Yeah. They're baiting you. They're gonna be releasing probably a new console or something. I don't know.
Well, the report is there's two of them. There's two Xbox. They're gonna release a slim Xbox One.
Yeah.
So nothing different about it except for
it's smaller, more compact.
Smaller, more compact, exactly. Yeah. Maybe get rid of that dumbass brick.
Yeah.
Come on, I think that's a totally logical move. I mean, they always do that every single.
They always do that. Yep.
It's always there's nothing wrong with improving your your box. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
It'll probably just be $299. Maybe they'll do a special for like $249 for like a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think they're just gonna stick to their great games lineup because the lineup for this year is nice. I mean,
it's definitely getting better.
Gears of War 4. Personally, I'm excited for Cuphead a lot. They also have Halo Wars 2. Rare is making Sea of Thieves, and Creative Assembly is making Halo Wars 2.
Yes.
So Xbox is. There's also that KJ Inafune game, Recore.
Oh, okay.
It's being made. It looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I think we should see some gameplay from this E3.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like potential in the games lineup.
Right.
But then there is the second part of the news. Did you have that down right there?
I don't. Bring it on up. What is it?
So they're a little different in my mind, and we'll go over that. But there's PS4 Neo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
And now is there Xbox Scorpio?
Yeah.
Project names. They're not the actual.
They're just project names. Working on it.
The thing I'm excited about, and I think if it's true, and I don't know if it's true, I think it's not a far reach though.
Okay.
Is that the Xbox had to answer all of Sony's, both with the Neo saying it's more powerful.
Yeah.
And they have VR. My prediction for this is that we're going to see the Scorpio release at least as powerful, if not more powerful than the Neo, and announce a partnership with Oculus.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same
already
thing.
Pack in their controllers for them, so they've already done business with Microsoft.
Yep.
Makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, for me, like I would feel the same way about that as I do about the Neo, which is like, fuck you guys. I've already bought 2 Xbox consoles. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
But if the other part of the rumor is true, there's a lot of ifs and buts.
Yeah,
here.
right. All rumors.
But it's fun, right? It's fun conjecture.
Speculating and all that.
If Phil Spencer's talk is going to be included in this Scorpio, which means that this is going to be the last time they release a new Xbox console.
Yeah.
And it will be upgradable.
Interesting. Like a PC then.
Single Xbox platform from which you can play your 360, Xbox One, and whatever they call Scorpio.
Okay.
That's a much bigger step forward than the PS4 Neo, which is just the PS4 with some extra guts.
Yeah. Okay.
If that's true.
Yeah, if that's true, that would be revolutionary.
It allows Microsoft to dump the tarnished name of the Xbox One that will be forever fucked from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just people just look at it as inferior at this point. It isn't. I don't blame people. They messed up so bad.
Yeah.
So that would be a really cool and like really intelligent move on Microsoft's part to basically one up and release a whole new console, basically that no longer you don't have to. It's like a PC almost.
Yeah, it's like a PC, and I can see that coming out of Microsoft. If that's
it makes complete sense.
If that's true, then it's gonna revolutionize the gaming industry, and then everyone's gonna want to do that. Yeah,
consoles.
Yeah, I was like that.
And they'd have Oculus.
If you're just gonna switch out parts, that's gonna be amazing. All you have to do is switch out parts, and you have the next generation of games. I would personally be okay with that, and I would love that idea. Actually.
And Microsoft is gonna make bank. I mean, they have every right to be like, all right, our new Xbox card, XBC2 is. They wouldn't be able to charge the same that they charge for like PC graphics cards.
Yeah.
But like if every 4 or 5 years I get the total option to upgrade for like $75, $100.
Yeah.
Slot in a new card or whatever, like the new Xbox card. That's really kind of cool. Like,
yeah, I think it is.
It's just an Xbox platform, and you can play all the Xbox games from every generation, so it's backwards and forwards compatible.
That would be amazing.
So, that we'll see. I don't know if that's true, but between what Phil is saying and these rumors, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, and it would be a good business choice by them, I would think. So
yeah, I think Phil Spencer's one of the best higher ups in the industry. So.
Yeah, he's been a pioneer of good choices at Microsoft. So
yeah, he just managed to not fuck up Colossus.
But yeah, that's some great topics right there, you guys. If you guys have any questions, if you want to discuss things with us, we want to get as much information in there with as small amount of time that we get. So if you have any questions, just check it out. Just comment it below. Check out our Facebook. We have a Twitter as well. Just tweet at us. We're always on there. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we appreciate you guys watching the Gaming News and Chill on June the 3rd. And do you have any parting thoughts, Ian?
No, man. Just I need to pick up Overwatch at some point soon so I can play with you guys.
Heck yeah. Hey, you guys out there playing Overwatch, let us know. We're playing Overwatch a lot. We would love to play with you guys. And so peace.
And Warhammer is coming, I promise.
Oh, Warhammer Let's Plays. Oh, yes. Warhammer Let's Plays. Keep an eye out for that bad boy. Dwarves and humans unite to take over the realm again. All right, boys and girls and all types of people out there. Peace.